We are live from wait, live from New York City. This is Saturday Night Live.
Hi, I'm the Pine.
And I'm the Water. And you're not listening to Saturday Night Live. This is a cup of tea. A podcast
where we trying like through each other's eyes.
Well, sharing a cup of tea with you.
I have been doing so well.
Yes.
And the whole Saturday Night Live threw me off.
Yes, I know.
Forgot my line. Sorry.
How unprofessional.
Anyway. So we're drinking tea, as we do.
Yes. Today we're doing the Robust blueberry thing again. It's nice.
We like it.
It's very coconutty.
That's the milk, not the tea.
Mm-hmm.
The water keeps asking me for almond milk.
I keep getting disappointed. instead of milk. So
At least I give her something.
Today.
Yeah, what is happening today?
So we had this idea, kind of accidentally. Not that I know that I feel like we've said this many times, where we talk about ear biscuits because we love Red and Link, and they're awesome. And incidentally, they have been doing. I'm getting distracted by Safito playing with her car.
I know.
Underneath the table, that is really funny. You can't see it.
No, but she has a tiny car and she loves to play with it.
Like a Hot Wheels car.
Maybe we should take it from her.
No, I think she's fine. Look at her. She's having fun.
Oh, yeah, she loves it.
Anyway, so they have been doing for 2 years now,
maybe,
I feel like, a thing that they started calling Sextember, which is
pretty
really
cool.
funny, and it's really cool. And they learn a lot of stuff, and they share a lot of stuff, and it is very funny and enlightening all at the same time. So we kind of thought of, like, I don't know how you were the one who said it, like. Well, we're kind of doing this accidentally.
Yeah, because it was not our point to do a Sextember, especially because it's the middle of like spring.
Yes.
But the thing is that, so last episode we were talking about like Sex and the City and that kind of stuff. Yes. And then for our next couple of episodes, we still kind of were thinking of things that were in the same area, theme, topic, situation. So then it would be like parts 1, 2, and 3. And that's when I was like, oh, like if we're talking about this kind of relationships and sex and guys, it can sound a little bit like what Ear Biscuits does.
Yeah.
In Sextember. That was the gist of it.
Yes. So we don't know what to call it yet. But this is kind of something that approaches that effort. Pablo just looked at us very, like, I don't know what happened there.
I don't know either. Sometimes he just looks at us.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah. Anyway, so last time we were talking about, like Sex and the City and all of that. So I started watching season 2. And it's been funny. And
I have no idea where I'm at, but farther down the line.
And this thing happened the other day that I hadn't told you until yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
It was like, so the thing is, it was very, like, it really threw me off for no reason, kind of, But so, on Sunday, it's fine. On Sunday, we went to IKEA to walk around and to get
the treason. Safita just decided that she was going to hang out with Pablo instead of us.
She's not working today.
Yeah.
Well.
She's on strike.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. She can work whenever she wants. That's the kind of contract she has.
But anyway, so last Sunday we went to IKEA, we were hanging out and stuff, and we were heading back. And to head back home from IKEA, we go through here So you get off the train and you go home. And then I continue on the train for one more station or take another bus. Or like the point is that I have to get off. And I had to get off at Metrotown. And so I got off and I had 20 minutes before getting on the bus. So I decided to walk around the mall. And that's what I did. Like I walked around for like 10 minutes, then started heading back. And when I was in the escalator, there was a guy behind me who dropped his umbrella. Or I don't know, something happened. But the point is that the umbrella slid down almost all the way down the escalator. And I tried to grab it as it passed by me, but I lost it. And the guy was like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll get it. And that was it. You know, that happened. It was like a funny moment. And the thing was that when it happened, in my brain, I was like, oh, this is a great meet cute. Like, to write for a romantic
Isn't it a cute
comedy
meet?
No, it's a meet cute. Well, anyway, a cute meet cute.
Sure.
To write, like, I can totally steal this thing that actually happened to me and write it into some thing. And then I walked out of the mall, and when I was opening the door, he was there and he opened it for me. And I was like, well, this is funny. Because it, again, like, kept giving me material, right? And then as I was walking out, he was like, so what's your name? And he asked me for my name and he couldn't quite get it. So I repeated it like 3 times. He finally got it. I walked to the bus and he was like, so can I get your number? And I was like, sure. So I gave him my number. And the thing is, during that whole time, and I'm not sure. Like, I guess I was very certain about this timeline in my mind before I told you. Like, but anyway, so I thought he looks he has like handsome features, I would say. But I didn't like him. You know? And so I just was like, oh yeah, whatever. Like I gave him my number. He's not gonna text me or whatever. And I get back and I get home and everything, and when I was getting like into my room, I saw my phone and I saw that he actually had texted me. And I was like, haha.
What did he say?
He was like, oh hi, this is his name, which I'm not gonna say.
Handsome features.
Sorry
guy.
about the umbrella emoji falling. I don't know, some emoji thing. And I thought between the escalator thing and the bus, I thought, this is not a guy that I would have sex with. Like, I would not hook up with him. You know, I don't like him. I don't feel attracted to him. Like, I can see him being handsome looking, but I'm not. And then the next thing that I thought was, and that I haven't told you, is that he's like 40 something looking. Yeah. Like, he's not 30. I'm pretty sure he's not 30. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which then took me on another
I
whole
see.
trip.
Now I understand a lot of things.
Yeah. Where I thought, okay, so I have liked older guys, right? I love Alexander Skarsgård. And he's 40 something. I love Robert Downey Jr. and he's 50 something. So, you know, and in person, I have like guys that are older than me, like at least 10 years older than me.
All right.
But then when I kind of thought of that thing that the dude, our friend, says of like, it's all fun and games until you have a fill in the blank in your face. You know?
Yes.
Kind of like that. I was like, no. And so when he texted me, I was like, also, I had a very stressful week. I was not in the right mind space for that. So I didn't answer. And then the next day, he followed up that text with, hey, are you okay? I can actually tell you what it says because I have it right here.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Like, is everything okay? Hey, how are you? Is everything okay? Are you just not feeling me or something? That's what he said. And I was like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
And that stressed me out even further.
It stressed you out?
It did. Because the thing is, and here's where Sex and the City and its wisdom comes from.
Uh-huh.
I mean, comes to play. Because I thought, okay, why? I mean, I know it said in the 90s, at least the first few seasons, and like early 2000s, where texting was not that big of a thing. But what is the etiquette in these situations? You know, I kind of thought like, I need somebody to tell me how to say like, kind of thank you next in a nice way. Not thank you next, but
just
like
no.
to blow him off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Without ghosting
him.
Mm.
Without being an asshole. Which so far I am being, because I have in fact ghosted him, right? I did not reply to him at all. And yesterday I was thinking of saying something along the lines of, "Hi, sorry, you caught me at a bad time." Like I'm actually new here, so I'm not opposed to meeting people, but would I date you? I don't think so. So,
oh my god.
I mean, I would say that to his face, probably. Like, I don't think
that would be part of your text?
No,
okay.
No, that would not be part of it. That's just my stream of consciousness.
Okay, I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. So, my first reaction to the "Are you okay?" thing was like, wow, that's pushy. Because I feel like if he sends you one text and you don't reply, the etiquette is to just like wait and see if you reply. Because, okay, the second text was how long after the first text?
24 hours?
A day. Okay.
Yeah.
I still feel like he could have waited more.
Yeah,
because
I think so too.
there's, I think, or at least with some of our friends, we've talked about this culture of very clingy people who, like, if you don't text them back immediately, they're like, hey, what the fuck, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, person, just chill. Like, I'm busy. I will text you. And I don't mean it like someone someone asking for your number away, like in this scenario. I just mean like friends or, a guy that found you on Instagram and they're like texting you and you politely say hi back, but then you stop texting them because you're doing other stuff and you don't really care that much. Yeah. But because you actually engaged once, then they expect you to keep the conversation going. And it's like, I want to be a nice person. I will answer you, but not right the freaking now. So, okay, again, first reaction. I don't know. It was 24 hours, so it's not as clingy as what we're talking about. But then I reviewed my reaction. And I actually kind of appreciate him saying this.
I don't think it's a bad text, you know?
The thing is, the reason why I appreciate it is because, you know that when we were talking about this and you hadn't quite told me the story and the whole details of it, I was like, just text him. You have nothing to lose. Yeah. And we got into the conversation of like, what's the etiquette about it? What are the rules of engagement for this? Yes. And you said something else of I don't remember right now, but that made me go like, oh, like playing the game kind of thing. And I was like, who cares? Let's not play the game. Because there's again, this whole culture, like somewhere along the lines of that previous culture of like the clinginess in this umbrella of culture, cultural umbrella. There's also this other one of, oh, how long do I have to wait? And I have to like play it cool and I have to say these things and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And part of me is very like, no, like who cares? So why I appreciated the text after my first reaction is I appreciate that he's just coming out and directly asking you like, hey, what's up? Like, because you could tell him, oh, I was busy, but I'm interested. whether or hanging out, dating, being friends, meeting someone, casual booty call, who knows? But he just wants to know rather than just freaking out and being like, waiting. Like, is she going to text me? Is she not going to text me? I'm just going to hold on and like thinking about it for the whole day and being like, oh, should I text her again? Should I not? Is she going to text me back? Like all of that anxiety. So I actually appreciate that he texted you and asked you what was happening. Are you feeling it or are you not? I think that's a fair question.
It is. I will say. And there's this, I found randomly this dating advice woman who wrote New York Times crossword puzzle. And then I looked her up and now I follow her on Instagram because she seemed like a funny person. And she is kind of interesting. She posts like the etiquette thing, sort of like how to go about when you're dating like on Bumble or on dating apps or sites, and how to answer texts. And she focuses a lot on women that get overly stressed with men that don't respond or that are unclear. And she's always like, set your expectations low and tell them what your expectations are and keep clear communication. You know, so if you want to just date casually, then be honest about it. Don't be then surprised by somebody who is wanting to marry because you didn't say it first, like because you weren't clear about it. So what he sent falls into that category of like, not staying in this wondering what's gonna happen, wondering if she's answering, wondering whatever.
Limbo anxiety.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do value what he said. However, again, because I was seriously not in a mental state to answer his text.
Hectic week.
Insane. But then the other thing that I was thinking about, and this was just in my head because, funnily enough, today I was editing episode 21 because we have a gap between recording and releasing episodes, right? And episode 21 is where I was telling you about liking this guy from like the dorm who's younger than us. And you were saying, oh yeah, liking the kid. So it was funny. And I started thinking about that age thing where in that episode we said, maybe there's something to dating younger guys.
I'll say.
And so with this man, because I would like,
he's a man.
I was like, I don't know that I would go for that.
See, here's the thing,
and I was like, I mean, basically, I don't like him, but then I extrapolated that into, would I actually do it? Would I
actually? Sex?
Yeah, no, I mean, maybe sex, whatever, but like depends on how cute the guy is. But having a relationship with an older guy is where I was like, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so my argument as follows is, how about going out, like, okay, in the same spirit of his communication, being like, so, hey, what's up? Are you not feeling me? How about replying with, and here's a wild thought, how about just going out with him in a non-date, like, I'm new in the city, and like, he can be a nice person.
Yeah.
Not even friends, which could be, but like social experiment, just like actually being like, what's your life like? Here's what my life is like. One person to another.
That'd be interesting.
Exactly. Okay, so little experience. When I go to work, I get down in Granville Station to get the bus. And most days, there's this older guy sitting by Granville Station, and he's super friendly. I don't actually understand why he's there most times. Like, he hangs out there. I don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And usually I'm like in a very tight schedule, because otherwise I would really like to sit down and talk to him because he's so nice. And it's not only with me. Like, when people are walking down the street, he's like, "Oh, hi, hope you have a great day." And to me, he's been like, "Oh, where are you headed?" I'm like, "I'm going to work." "Oh, have a great day." And he's so nice. And I'm just curious to sit down with him and ask him, like, "Hey, you're very, like, what's your name? How are you doing? What are you doing here?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, just a lot of, well, sometimes you and I have had a conversation about the weight that we put of in meeting people, and the kind of, I guess, atmosphere of making it a big deal, making it about, like, you know, because I understand that it's kind of normal. It's the way things go.
Mm-hmm.
So my argument is to, what if we change this dynamic of, like, okay, so this guy asked your number and texted you, and he's being communicative, which we appreciate. And you went into a big train of thought of, like, would I ever, not with this person in particular, but would I ever be in a relationship with an older guy? I wouldn't have sex with this one kind of thoughts. See, like, and it's okay. I'm not saying don't have those thoughts, don't have that wondering. Like, that's also cool. But I think it has to do with the thing that we were talking about the other day. The other day we went shopping. I feel like I'm all over the place. The other day we went shopping, and there was we went into a store, and there was this guy that spoke Spanish, and Majo and my niece were, like, trying on clothes and whatever. So I was chatting with him while I was waiting for them. And I was like, "Oh, so, like, how do you like this job? And how long have you been here?" And it was very nice. And then we went to the cashier, and the girl was super chill and super cool and dope. And we were, like, chatting, and it was really cute. And we've had this, like, little snippet of conversation of, like, I would really like to start asking people for their contact, because, this is where it came from, actually. I was at work and this girl from Mexico came to the register, and we were talking about the store and about her job and about my job and whatever. And she was with her dad, I assume. And they were very nice. And the dad was like, "Oh, it was very nice to meet you." And I was like, "It was so very nice to talk to you guys." And they left. And when they left, I was left with a feeling of, like, this was a great opportunity to, like, get the girl's contact and, like, have another acquaintance in the city. And maybe a friend, like, asking people, you know, that thing in when we went to a thing in your school, and it was like a panel thing, and one of the panel people, lady, was like, "Ask people out for coffee. You have no idea where that could take you."
Yeah.
And she meant it more in a professional way, but she also said, like, just in general, take people out for coffee. And I'm getting into that mood. I'm like, we should, you know, like, just for as a social experiment, just as an experience, just as a memory, just as a story to tell, por la anécdota.
Yeah.
You know?
I know. I get it. And I did think about it. Like, before coming here yesterday, I was thinking, when I called you, I was like, maybe I should do it just for the story. Right? Just to have something else to say here, for your entertainment.
Because we like to do that.
But then I ended up not doing it. And I was just, on this, like, wondering space of how to how to approach this situation of saying yes to somebody or no to somebody. And I told my roommate about it. And I did give her all the information at once, not like you.
Unlike for me. Yeah.
And her reaction was very different. She was like, oh my God, no, wow. Like, no. Like, why though? Like, that sounds horrible. Like, that sounds so high maintenance. Why would he text you so quickly?
See, my first reaction.
And I was like, yeah, exactly. I don't know. And then I just, like, I stopped thinking about it, and that was fine. But that was the additional thing, that I was so stressed out about it. Like, instead of it being like a whatever, I don't care thing, it just piled up another thing on my list of stressful things to think about.
Well, I think that might have been a little bit more to do with your headspace at the time.
Yeah, I think so too. But then I was trying to, like, be nice about it, you know? And so in my effort to be nice without actually responding, right? I was like trying to come up with a script or something to say so that I would blow him off, or maybe not entirely blow him off, but say, yes, it's not you, it's me. I have like a crazy week. You actually seem like a decent person. Like, you know? And I kind of thought of how I don't like how many times it happens to me that, I mean, I get it. I get that it's like a flattering thing, and I have, like, one of my best friends has this thing happening to her so much that she's a master in dealing with guys that she doesn't care about. She has an honoris causa doctorate, you know?
Did you ask her?
No, I didn't ask her.
Oh, well.
But no. But I was just thinking about it because she helped me once before to go about blowing a guy off.
How did that go?
How
was it?
It was very entertaining.
How?
But mostly because my friends and I were just laughing about it the entire time. It was this guy that started texting me, and he was not getting to the point. And there came a moment when one of my friends found this meme of The Simpsons, and it's this guy, I don't know what the character is, asking Bart, and he's like, wait, what? No. Does she text you, or does she just reply? And I was like, oh man, that's so mean, because I am basically just replying.
Yeah.
But it's like, how do you go about, I don't know, dealing with guys that you don't like? Because I don't know, I'm getting like messages from him or like from other guys that I don't really care about, and what I usually do is, I just ghost them, because I don't care, like I don't like them, I don't want to talk to them. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, I'm a complete chicken.
Yeah.
When it comes to talking to guys that I like, right? So maybe it's just me. I am fucked up, and I need to find a middle ground here. But yeah, that's like kind of the journey that I went on with this whole thing.
Well, on the ghosting thing, I kind of believe that it has a little bit to do, which I'm not sure, because okay, I get the impression that you don't mind being perceived as an asshole. Because a lot of times, and you'll see it here on ACOD, she'll be like, not to sound like an asshole, and then she says something.
Yeah.
See?
Not sorry.
So, what I think is that a lot of the ghosting is kind of so that girls don't have to say no, because then we are the asshole. You know, it's like, any way that we try to say it, you know, like they'll spin it to be like, oh,
like you try
fuck you,
to
lady.
let them go gently, but
yeah, and then their reaction to that is not very nice. It's never nice. It's never like, oh, thank you for telling me. Oh, so sorry that it didn't work out. It's never that. So I think it's just come to the point where it's like, I'm just not even going to say anything. Because, I mean, I'm the bad guy either way.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. So, see, that's why I need a Carrie. A 2023 Carrie to...
We need an updated
version.
I mean, there is just like that, which is, but it's not the same.
No.
And it's also not 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds anymore. You know, they're older. Yeah. And I really like and just like that, but it's not the same. It's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, we need like a new 2023 version with 25 to 35-year-olds. That's what we need.
Please.
We should do it.
I know. We should.
I mean, yeah, that was like the basic nature of it. And I don't want to get ahead into what we want to talk about next episode because we have it planned. But it was kind of along the lines of, so I will just say this, that we were listening to a podcast where you said that it was very interesting, and I started listening to it. And there's this part where the author of a book is talking about how men are sort of more used to... Wait, no, I'm not sure if she said it or if we said it on that egg episode that I mentioned. I don't know, my brain is mush now. But somebody was talking about how guys are more used to rejection than girls. So, oh no, that was our episode.
Yeah, I was like, I think that's us.
Yeah. It was on our egg episode that you said that guys are more used to rejection because they put themselves out there more.
Which is not something I came up with. A guy friend told us that.
Yes. So I don't know. I was just thinking about it and trying to like be more. I had an experience where I asked a guy out, and he was very like impressed, I guess. I don't know what other words he used. He was like, "Oh wow, you sound really cool. Yeah, let's go out." And then we went out, and it was nice. And like I'm saying basically, it was okay to ask a guy out when, and as I said in that episode, I didn't really care, right? And now today, I am on the path kind of to convince myself, which is like a lot more work than it should be. Just saying this now, even. I've been thinking about this guy that I like, and I'm like, should I ask him out? I should. So I'm like convincing myself to do it. And there's a part of me that knows that I'm not going to do it. Like, I'm going to just let time go by. And then it's going to be too late. And I'll be like, I'm sorry, it was too late. I missed my chance. I know.
Don't. How many times do we have to have this conversation?
Hopefully not that many. It's going to get boring.
And I don't mean on Acon. I mean in our relationship.
I know.
Just do it. Not because it's going to be great. Not because...
I know.
Because this is also what I said to her about texting this guy before I knew all of the information. I was like, just do it. Not because he might be the love of your life, but because he won't. So you have nothing to lose. Just go for it. If it's a bad date, you'll have a bad date story.
Yeah. And the other thing that I was thinking about yesterday, that is kind of adjacent to this, was that, again, in that episode 21, if you want to go check it out. No, it's episode 20. I said something about dating people here and how we were talking about socializing here in Vancouver and how people are cold and detached and it's hard to approach them and all of that. And so yesterday, I know this is a fictionalized version, but it's very close to my actual experience. I was watching Ted Lasso. The episode that came out yesterday. And it was very cute because it was this thing where they go to the Netherlands for a game, and afterwards they hang out in the city in Amsterdam, basically. And so there's one of the main characters. Her name's Rebecca. She's the owner of the soccer football team that the show is about. And she is really funny. She falls into a canal. And she gets rescued by this guy that lives in a boat in the canal. And the guy was super Dutch in that like straightforwardness that they have. And the thing that I told you was that even though I feel like there's this from my experience, from my friends saying this to me, like Mexican friends that were like, Dutch people are so rude. And then me becoming super close friends with five Dutch people and knowing more of them. I mean, this is a broad generalization, right? But anyway,
of your experience,
they're very nice. They're very open. Like maybe it's a parallel thing to the directness of how they say things, but they're also in a very opposite way to how Canadians and Americans are, for example, where they have this sort of shield.
Politeness?
No. Like a shield on their personal life. Like there's only so much they'll share, and they'll small talk with you about like the weather, their job, their whatever non-consequential thing is happening in their lives. But when it comes to their personal stuff, like their layer of personal information kinda, I feel like, is very well defined, and they don't go through that like easily with anybody. And in my experience, Dutch people do. They can get very personal very quickly, and they don't even need to get drunk. But sometimes they do. You know?
So what kind of things in your experience they would say that are considered like direct, and like we could say that it's very rude, but it's not really? What kind of comments? Or
like if you're wearing something that's not flattering,
they'll tell you.
Like, are you sure you're wearing that dress? Or even more, like, that's an ugly dress. Why are you wearing that?
Yeah,
you know. And in that same like not personal barrier sort of thing, I remember I met this guy when I was in school in Mexico, who was really cute. And we went out for lunch one time, and we ended up talking about his grandparents and how he grew up with his grandpa, I think. And it was very cute. Like, it was actually getting to know him, you know? And then, again, like with my group of friends, the Dutchies, who are 4 girls and 1 guy, we all became super close also because of the same thing. Like, it was different circumstance, but we would share a lot of stuff with each other. So I was watching the show and I was thinking of that, and I thought, see, I want that. I want that openness, that approachability, that, well, maybe they don't seem that approachable. Some look kind of scary, but they're so nice, and they're so, like, I really like the openness and the honesty of their whole culture. You know? So yesterday I was like, let's move to Amsterdam.
Yeah, she did say that. Well,
but
how about you embrace your inner Dutch?
Yeah.
And be that open and communicative with people, with strangers.
I do my best, but you know, that did going back to Mexico after that did pose a challenge because Mexico is so opposite to that in the directness kind of way. We sugarcoat everything. We never get straight to the point. So I had to sort of find a middle ground between getting straight to the point and being polite and not having people hate me or
call you an asshole.
Yes, exactly. So then my next thought, not just missing that, was that maybe it's just my experience, but I have a thing for Dutch guys apparently. Like, yeah. I was like, see, that's kind of, in the show, they have a cute moment where, of course, like, as I said before, fiction, right? But Rebecca, the owner, lady, and this guy, I don't remember what name they give him, but they had a romantic evening and it was really cute. And when I was like, see, that is exactly, like, that sounds lovely. And the next thing, this was a whole, like, my brain can really go places. Was that, again, before I said, this being in Vancouver is more like meeting people, not, and I said on that episode, like, not falling in love or whatever. But, I do actually want to fall in love with somebody. I do want to have a nice relationship. And so I'm like, I don't know, are my expectations too high? I have this sort of ideal thing, and it took me back to, like, my mom and her best friend. They used to do, like, I know they had a list of, like, the stuff the ideal guy would have to have. And they would, like, literally write it down and read it to each other. And at some point I was like, that's bullshit.
I mean, have you ever...
But then...
wrote down what you want in a relationship? Because I manifested Pablo into existence. So
I did, kind of. I tried to do the exercise the other day, and in an effort to be, like, all encompassing in my life. Before coming here, I had a list of, like, goals for 2023. I think it was 2023, 28, and 2033.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I divided them up, like, professional, personal, relationship, I guess, or something.
That's not the same as manifesting.
I know.
Okay.
But then, so what I did the other day was do it again, but, like, now as a list of things, like, I wanted, but because I was looking for a place to live since I'm done with the dorm soon. So it's like, this is what I needed to have, right? And I thought, I should, like, I started doing it at some point, but maybe I should go back and do it with the guy.
You should.
So yeah, it's, like, partially done. It's not fully done.
Okay.
So I guess I should go back.
Okay, so first thing, yes, you should do it. It works. But second, it works. He's right there. But second, and I feel like we've said this before. Not on Acon, but just you and me.
Yes.
Of, like, remember how you said that you're a chicken when you actually like a guy?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then.
We've said it on Ego, too. Don't worry about it.
If you actually manifest this guy,
am I gonna
how
be a chicken?
are you ever going to talk to him? And here's my thing. This is why I've said before that you should go out with people that you don't find attractive.
I don't know. Like, practice front, I guess.
Yes.
Right?
Not in a mean way. Don't be mean to these people.
But you know, like, okay.
Practice going out the same way that we said that guys are more used to rejection because they put themselves out there.
Yes.
The same thing.
I know. But my argument, and maybe it's just an excuse, is like, am I then just wasting my time? And I know that it's not like it's like what you said. I mean, so okay, my thing is, am I just wasting my time going out with people that I don't actually care about? Which then I know it's like, no, but you can gain stories, like fun anecdotes to tell and experience, and like now I know what to do or what not to do or that kind of thing.
Plus, also, how are you wasting your time? Because your other option is not going out with anyone. Because, it's like until we find the guy or you actually come across a guy that you actually like. And then what do?
Run away in the opposite direction. No.
Exactly. She kind of does.
Yeah, I kind of do. I do.
See, so there's no time being wasted. If anything, you're wasting time not going out with people because you're not learning. You're not getting any experience. Pablo is saying yes, by the way. See, he agrees.
She's wise.
Thank you. It's all in the teeth. There you go. So no time wasted. No excuse.
I see.
Which this is not to say that people should go out with anyone. We have standards and we have gut feelings and we should listen to those too. Just saying.
Yeah.
It's important.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
But yeah, put yourself out there, basically.
Yeah, I will. Circling back to this guy in particular, I don't know.
I say go out for coffee.
Okay.
Not to drinks, not to a party.
No.
Just be like, hey.
Certainly not. I mean, what are his like? I don't know. I'm just guessing here, but what even are his parties like? You know, how do 40-year-old people party?
I don't know. I'm guessing like that's not so much of a club scene, but more of a house thing.
Yeah.
So definitely no. Don't go get drinks with him because that might send the wrong message.
For sure. Yeah.
But yeah, go for a coffee. It's public. There's other people there.
You can
if
always
he's
run in the
inappropriate
opposite
in any
direction.
way, you can actually leave.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, sure, fine. Oh God. Fine. I'll report back.
Yeah.
On the situation.
Good. I like it.
Do you have any rec for today?
You always catch me off guard.
Haha.
What could be? Do you?
I mean, okay, yes, I have a prepared one because I know that by the time this comes out, the full season of Ted Lasso will have been out. So watch that because I don't know. Somewhere I read that Jason Sudeikis is thinking of the third season being the last one, which means that the series might be over by the time we watch this. So watch it. It's lovely. It is very gezellig, like the Dutch say.
Interesting. All right. I mean, the last thing I watched, I'm trying to think because I don't know if to rec did you know? Okay, so the Marta y Gareda movie that I told you about, she actually wrote it.
She writes and produces basically all of her movies.
Like I thought she was just in it.
No, one of my teachers in school said that she was like, I remember this very clearly because we were in class. It was like a project management, like film project management class. And he said, Marta y Gareda is brilliant. And half of my class was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's mean.
And he said, no, bear with me. Every film she does, she's a producer of. And she produces a lot more stuff, like many of the things you watch on Mexican TV that are not soap operas, or even some soap operas, she produces. So she's a fucking gazillionaire. And she makes a lot of stuff. So she's not just some dumb actress. She's like the Mexican Kim Kardashian, basically. Is what he said.
Oh, wow. I never thought of it that way. But we really like her. And she has this movie. And you can watch it on Netflix Canada because I just watched it here. I'm assuming there is subtitles. And it's actually really funny. There's this thing of some sector of the Mexican people who are a little snobby about Mexican movies. Sometimes I'm in that category. Sometimes I'm not. Because I'm not very critical of movies. I enjoy movies overall. And I was telling you, like, at first, it was giving me that vibe of like, that kind of Mexican movie that makes me cringe.
Yeah.
But I kept watching it and it got better and it got funny and I was laughing a lot and it was really cool and I liked it.
What movie was this?
I was just gonna ask.
Reinas en Fuga. I think is what it's called.
How I'm curious to know how did they translate that? Let's find out.
Is it Reinas en Fuga? Something
that
like
sounds
that.
like Pollitos en Fuga.
I know.
Which is like, wait,
am I wrong? Is that not what it's called?
What's the name of Pollitos en Fuga in English?
No idea.
Oh my god. Queens on the Run is the name in English.
Yeah, isn't it Reinas en Fuga?
I mean, yeah. Now I want to know. What's the name?
Fuga de Reinas, so that it didn't sound like Pollitas en Fuga.
Okay, what did I say? Queens on the Run.
Yeah.
Which also in English sounds like Chicken Run. So I guess full circle.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was fun.
Nice.
I liked it. So I was thinking if there was something else that I could rec right now. But since I caught in the spotlight and I just watched that movie yesterday and I actually had a fun time, that's my rec. Want to watch a little Mexican cinema.
Not the best, I promise. That's not the best of Mexican cinema.
Like it's like a chick flick cinema, Mexican cinema, right? Like
yes,
like anything, we have different kinds of movie making.
Yes,
but that one was fun.
All right. Well, join us next week to talk about. We're gonna talk about this. What's the name of the book? There's.
I don't know the name of the book, but the kind of topic, and I don't know if that's the name of the book. It's this author is making a case against the sexual revolution.
I think that's the name of the book.
Well then, against the sexual revolution.
The sexual revolution. Is that the name? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, The Case Against the Sexual Revolution by Louis Perry.
Well, there you go. That's what we're talking about next week.
It is very interesting. So join us next week. Oh my god. So join us next week.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for sharing a cup of tea with us.
To watch more episodes of A Cup of Tea, click the link on the right. If you want to watch Pockets in the Universe, go to the playlist on the left.